Welcome back to our EUS Masterclass series. I am Dr. Kazi Suhail from Government Medical College, Srinagar. In this session, we will explore an advanced but essential perspective in liver imaging, EUS from the descending duodenum. This approach allows us to visualize deep structures like inferior vena cava, caudate lobe, portal vein branches, and hepatic veins, and understand their spatial relationships during a counterclockwise sweep from the open position towards the right. Imaging from the descending part of the duodenum gives a unique vantage point of the retrohepatic inferior vena cava, right lobe segments, and the caudate lobe, which are often difficult to visualize from standard gastric stations. It is particularly valuable when evaluating posterior liver segments, hepatic venous outflow, or lesions near the inferior vena cava. Let's go step by step through the counterclockwise sweep, analyzing different views. In this image, we begin with the scope in the descending duodenum pointing posteriorly. Here is what you will see. The inferior vena cava appears as a large, round anechoic structure. Just posterior to the inferior vena cava, the right adrenal gland is visualized. Inferior to that, the right kidney may also be seen. The adjacent right posterior liver segment, that segment 6, comes into view anteriorly. This initial view helps orient you to the retroperitoneal landmarks and sets the stage for tracing hepatic structures. With a slight counterclockwise rotation, we move to another image where the inferior vena cava is seen shifting towards the diaphragm. At this point, the caudate lobe appears between the transducer and the inferior vena cava, a critical anatomical clue. The caudate lobe acts as a landmark for the transverse part of the left portal vein, which typically lies just anterior to it. The right posterior segment, that is segment 7, and the diaphragm can also be seen more cranially. This view is especially important because it indirectly locates the portal bifurcation and guides you towards the umbilical portion of the left portal vein. Continuing the counterclockwise sweep brings us to another image, one of the most informative frames. Here, the right hepatic vein becomes visible as it drains into the inferior vena cava. Key points to note here: the right hepatic vein divides the right lobe of the liver into two functional portions. Segment 6 is seen caudally and segment 7 is more cranial. The portal vein and its umbilical branch can also be seen in proximity. A line drawn between the cranial end of the inferior vena cava and the portal vein roughly separates the right and left halves of the liver. This view is extremely useful when assessing the hepatic venous outflow, performing segmental mapping, or evaluating vascular invasion by tumors. Finally, in this image, we reach the segmental branch of the umbilical portion of the left portal vein. Here is what you should identify. The branch to segment 2nd and 3rd are clearly visualized branching of the left portal vein. The inferior vena cava is positioned at approximately the 4 o'clock position, a reliable reference point. The diaphragm is also seen superiorly, providing a consistent landmark. This is one of the most powerful views from the duodenum because it combines portal and venous landmarks with segmental anatomy, a crucial perspective for interventional planning or segmental navigation. Let's summarize the key steps of endoscopic ultrasound imaging from the descending duodenum during a counterclockwise sweep. Start with the inferior vena cava, right kidney, and adrenal gland, establishing retroperitoneal orientation. Then identify the caudate lobe, which points to the transverse part of left portal vein. Next, visualize right hepatic vein, which divides the right lobe into segments. And finally, see the segmental branch of the left portal vein, that is 2nd and 3rd, with the inferior vena cava at 4 o'clock position, a key anatomic configuration. Mastering these views enhances your ability to interpret complex hepatic anatomy, evaluate vascular relationships, and plan EUS guided interventions with precision. Thanks for watching this tutorial on endoscopic ultrasound imaging from the descending duodenum. See you in the next session.